So then guys, fantastic news. The M4 MacBook Air is likely to be coming out anytime now. We've just had a leak come in very recently telling us that the new MacBook Air is expected this week, and I want to tell you all the details about this and also what kind of upgrades we're expecting to see with the MacBook Air with the M4 chip inside of it. So let's get straight in there and have a look what we've got right here. This information has come in from Mark Gurman, and as you can see right here, he is saying that the new M4 MacBook Air release is imminent, and that is more than likely that an announcement could be as early as this week in March time. What is super exciting news to hear. At the end of the day, we've just had the announcement of the iPhone 16e, and that's been released, so this does make a lot of sense that Apple can kind of direct now and start looking towards the next kind of device to actually talk about, and the MacBook Air is something that's definitely been on the cards that we've been looking for to actually having a release with. Now, it's more than likely from the sounds of it, what Mark Gurman's saying here, that we're probably not going to get an actual event specifically, but we could get a video very similar to what we had with the iPhone 16e, what you can see right here, where you have a little bit of Tim Cook and then obviously other people talking about the actual design changes and model upgrades, and I think this is something that Apple could potentially do for the MacBook Air M4 this week. If not, it could even be into the week after. But the point is, if you've been saving up for an M4 MacBook Air, your time is coming now because it's just around the corner. And this is super, super exciting. This is one device I've been really excited to get an upgrade to. So yeah, I am definitely pumped up for this one. But one of the questions that you guys are going to be asking is, well, what kind of upgrades are we going to get with the MacBook Air? Are we going to get a new design? What new chip are we going to get inside of it? And things like this. Well, let's cover that right now. Now, the current MacBook Air design came out with the M2 MacBook Air when we got the 13.6-inch display, and we got rid of that sort of wedge sort of design that we had with the previous MacBook Airs. And this design is fantastic. We've got Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 of them on there. We've also got MagSafe charging, and it's a very nice slim MacBook Air that we got released back in 2022. But then just 1 year later in 2023, Apple introduced for the first time the bigger brother to the MacBook Air, the 15.6-inch model. It's essentially very similar to the current 13.6-inch model, but main big difference is a bigger battery inside of it, and also we've got a bigger screen inside of it too. But for pixels per inch and things like this in the actual display, it is just a standard LED Retina display, the same kind of Retina displays that Apple have been using for over 10 years now. So nothing really has changed there whatsoever. With that, it's still a 60Hz display, and it's looking likely as we come along now into the next generation of the MacBook Air, this isn't going to change. But going back to a quick history lesson, the last time we actually had the MacBook Air updated was right at the beginning of 2024 in March time, and in fact that was the beginning of March 2024, so it makes sense now that we're at the beginning of March time 2025 that we're going to get this update. So really excited for that. But like I said, do not expect, from the actual look of the actual MacBook Air that anything's really going to be changing there. Where the big change is going to happen is all to do with the chip that's going to be put inside of it, and that is the new M4 chip. Now the M4 chip, believe it or not, was first introduced almost a year ago with the iPad Pro, and obviously that's brought a lot of great sort of abilities, speed and efficiencies along to all the MacBook Pro lines, the iMac, and also of course the iPad Pro too. So it's now going inside the MacBook Air. Now, one of the cool things I'm going to definitely say, especially we're going to get faster speeds, what I'll talk about in a second, but with the M4, because it's more efficient, I am expecting that we're probably going to get at least 1 hour battery life inside of this MacBook Air 13-inch, and also I'd probably say the 15-inch could be getting even more, could even get up to 2 hours more in its actual size with the M4, and that's going to be absolutely incredible to get there. Now the M4 was most likely going to go into the 13.6-inch model as the baseline one at the cheapest price will probably be a bin down version of the M4. What I'm talking about is the M4 has got a 10-core CPU if you get the full fat version, as it were. It's got a 4-core performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. But more than likely, inside of the 13.6-inch model, we'll get something very similar to what we had inside of the iPad Pro, where we'll actually get, say, a 6-core efficiency and 3 cores performance. And in fact, some of the benchmarks that have been floating around, they're kind of confirmed that this is the kind of chip what's going to be in the baseline kind of model with that. Now, more than likely, you could pay probably $100 more to get the full 10-core version of the CPU. So yeah, that's going to be an option. And if you go for the 15.6-inch model, it always comes with the base standard, 10-core version, or the 10 or the maximum kind of CPU core version that's been in the past, like the M3 and the M2 as the baseline version. So yeah, just be aware of that. The other things though, what I would also say what's going to be really good is obviously we're going to get 16 gigabytes of RAM as the base amount now, just like when we got that upgrade at the end of 2024 to be the base amount. But obviously we've only had to say a 16 and a 24 gigabyte version option with the M3. So Apple could potentially bring in the 32 gigabyte option, because the likes of say the MacBook Pro with the M4, you can actually pick that as an option. So maybe Apple will introduce that too. But for storage wise, I don't think much is going to change here. The base amount of storage what you can get with the MacBook Air right now is 256 gigabytes. It's unlikely to go up to 512 gigabyte as the baseline, because the MacBook Pros right now, the base amount what you can get on say the M4 Pro and also just the normal M4 is 512 gigabytes, and I just can't imagine that Apple are going to change that, to be the same on a MacBook Air to be 512. I think they'll do the MacBook Pros first, then they would move up a tier in the MacBook Air after that. But some other little changes that we may also get with the MacBook Air is that we may get a brand new camera system put in the top, just like the MacBook Pros with the M4 series. They got an updated 12 megapixel camera, center stage one there, so that might happen. And also a nano texture option may also come available for the MacBook Air on the screens, and that would be really, really cool. It's something I would love to actually have on a MacBook Air model. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. So then guys, just quickly, I want to tell you about the brand new channel giveaway that we are doing on this channel for 2025. So just recently, we gave away the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and if you want to find out more details about that, the video of the live stream is on this channel of everything with the details on that, and it was really, really cool to actually see that. But you'll probably want to know what the new giveaway is on this channel. Well, it is this. It is a brand new Mac Mini, and it's not just any Mac Mini. This here is an M4 Pro Mac Mini. So this is the one now with 512 gigabytes of storage inside of it. It's also got 24 gigabytes of RAM too. And like I said, it's got the M4 Pro, the standard M4 Pro, the baseline one inside of this. And I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel. And I'm going to be giving it away near the end of March time, 2025. And the great thing is that you can enter into this giveaway right now. All you have to do is just put down into the comments below at this stage of what Apple gear or what technology gear that you're hoping to get in 2025. Maybe it will be a new Mac Mini. Maybe it's going to be a new MacBook. Maybe you're waiting up for, say, the iPhone 17 models, or maybe it's nothing to do with Apple at all. It could be, say, a Switch 2 or something like this. Let me know in the comments below. And then, like I said, guys, near the end of March time, I will be making another video there giving you more details about the giveaway too. I'm giving you details of when I'll be doing a live stream for this giveaway, and you won't want to miss out on that because there will be a little form to fill in too. So the best thing you can do right now is to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. And plus, you also want to be a subscriber because, like I said, I'm giving this away to one lucky subscriber. The last thing I just want to quickly say at this stage is that sadly, there are still lots of scammers and spammers out there. People still impersonating me too, telling you to WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, direct message. Please do ignore these people, or better to see right here, please do report them. So moving on from this then, like we've talked about with the release date, it's more than imminent. It's going to be this week or next week. Now, when I say that, it could be that Apple could actually make a video, or they could make an event as it were, or a press release online, and the actual launch of the new MacBook Airs might not be for another week later. Just like we got with the iPhone 16e, we had the announcement, and then it was about 10, 11 days later when we could actually get them in our hands. And this could be the exact same situation what we're going to get with the MacBook Air M4. So we'll just have to keep an eye out on that one, so just be aware of that. But the good thing is, it is definitely looking like it's going to be March time. Now, for price-wise, right now you can actually pick up a MacBook Air M3 model for $1,099 directly from Apple. Now, I know there are other places where you can buy it cheaper than that, but that's how much it's going to cost off the baseline M3, and more than likely the M4 is going to cost exactly the same. It's going to be $1,099 for that sort of bin version of the M4, 256 gigabytes of storage and 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then the larger 15.6-inch model, that starts at $1,299. Again, that's the full fat version of the M4, 256 gigabytes of storage and also 16 gigabytes of RAM, and that's how likely that's going to cost for the M4 version. There's probably not going to be any sort of differences there in price. But one thing I would also say to be aware of is that Apple could also still retain, for example, the M3 MacBook Air 13-inch model. Now, Apple do this right now. They sell the 13-inch M3 and they sell the 13-inch M2 model. And Apple could just replace that M2 model with the M3 and bring it down by $100 again. And this would be really, really great to see here, where you get the M3 performance for $999. But what I'd also say is the great news is with Black Friday later on in the year and other deals, you'll probably be able to pick this up for far less, because at the end of the day, the M3 MacBook Air is no slouch indeed out there whatsoever. So yeah, this is going to be really good news, guys, for those guys out there who really want to get a great bargain MacBook Air. But really, guys, that is the latest and greatest we've heard about the MacBook Air. Are you excited about it? The release is imminent now. Let me know in the comments below. And with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.